The EV race is filling up as new players from every direction join in on the action. However, with more options comes fierce competition to win the hearts of consumers. Here with the latest pulse on the auto landscape, we've got Alex Wellen, who is the MotorTrend Group CEO and President, along with Yahoo Finance's Pras Subramanian. Alex, great to have you here on set with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've been having so much spirited discussion about EVs at a whole, and still the part of the broader automotive purchasing that they account for right now. What are some of the trends that you're seeing among consumers and how they are gravitating towards some of these vehicles, and perhaps when we could see more dominance of EVs on the road?
Yeah, I mean, the percentages changed so significantly in just the last year and a half, too, in the availability and all the different types of cars. I think, we do independent research as well, too, and 78% of the people who are in the marketplace right now are very interested, right? Very interested in getting into an EV. And then within the next 5 years, we predict that about 50% will definitely or very likely be inside an EV. All of us, all the people who are watching right now are saying to themselves, all right, I know I'm going to get an EV. Is it the right time? I don't know about the range anxiety. I don't know about, how I'm going to charge it. Is it affordable? But everyone knows that they're going to be inside of an EV soon.
And looking at some of the data you guys publish, and the usual suspects are up there in terms of the top search models, right? Tesla Model 3, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, et cetera. But recently you guys said the Rivian is the most popular EV searched overall on MotorTrend. You guys do a lot of, have that car shopping tool. What do you think is going on there?
Well, Rivian was our truck of the year last year. Lightning, Ford F-150, another truck, another EV, is our winner this year. So the trucks are extraordinary, and the Rivian, which I've driven, and the Lightning, which I know you've driven as well too, and then we'll talk about the Cybertruck, which I've been in as well, which is an experience. But the Rivian is extraordinary. I mean, it's 4 motors, right? Many of these trucks are 1 or 2 motors, right, to be able to do what they need to do that workload and how much battery you need. But 4 motors, you feel it immediately. I think they've done a great job with the regenerative brakes. So that's that feeling of being able to really one pedal a car. I'm so used to 3 pedals, with a manual. I don't know if any of you have driven manual, but now you're down to 1 pedal.
This guy has.
Yeah, you can go from end to end and never touch the brake. And the Rivian is really extraordinary. I think the design I don't know how about you, but every time I see the design, I think it's pretty incredible.
So let's talk about the design of the other one that you mentioned.
The other one.
And viewers will know I am skeptical about the Cybertruck. And when you look at the audience that wants a Rivian or a Ford F-150 or a non-electric pickup truck for that matter, is that the audience for this thing? It doesn't feel to me like it would be.
Well, people have counted Tesla out many, many times before, and they keep coming back with these interesting and affordable types of vehicles.
Is that an attractive car? Tell me, Alex.
Yes. I think in a dystopian world where, the road warrior is behind you, I think you'll need that truck.
Is that the world we live in?
On wheels.
I like it. I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate mail for that, but I love it. I think, I agree with you. I think from a design point of view, it's very polarizing, and I think a lot of people just won't simply want it. They want to do the work. The Ford 150, whether it's a Lightning, an electric or not, is the #1 selling automobile, period, for a decade, right? So I don't think they're going to lose that market share, but I think the Cybertruck, Musk has done a nice job of surprising us. He said it would have 3 motors, and Rivian comes along with 4 motors. I'm sure they'll have 4 motors. And that truck is a lightning rod, but I think they will do well with it. They're doing extremely well with the semi-trucks, right? So I would never count Musk out in that way. But I agree, maybe it doesn't suit you. Maybe, are you more of a Ford F-150 or?
No, I'm none of the above, but I'm just
Are you an electric person?
I'm a hybrid person right now. What about the fact that it's not all-wheel drive? Is that a problem?
I think that when you have 3 motors, then you're going to be equipped to be able to get wherever you need to do. And you saw what it did with the Ford 150. I think, I'm sure Ford would disagree with that test that was done in 2019. And I was there when they showed us it. I went inside the Cybertruck, and it was extraordinary even back then. But I do think they have a ways to go, and I think the pricing is something that they're not going to necessarily be able to honor.
What price do you think it needs to come in at?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask because I have my staff who's much smarter than me on these type of things. I mean, I think.
What do they say?
Well, when we talk about it, we say Yes, there's this beautiful $40,000 truck idea that nobody can actually achieve, because your Ford F-150s, your Rams, all these trucks are really going to have to be $50,000 to $60,000 to get into it, and you could spend up to $100,000. They said, Musk said in 2019, 3.5 years ago, that it would be $39,000. I think eventually, like they did with the Model 3, they'll have a $39,000 truck, but initially, if they want to do 3 or 4 motors, I would say they would be lucky at $75,000. I think you'll probably be in that range. And the way they'll say it is, hey, I know we talked about that $39,000 truck. It's coming, but if you want the fully loaded 4 motors, it's going to cost you $80,000. That's my guess.
So Alex, just kind of taking a step back with MotorTrend, it's a TV station now. It's not only the magazine, but also the website and the car buying tool. You're in town for upfronts right now. What's sort of the media landscape kind of like general feeling right now? And is it about being niche? Is it about having like a really kind of focused product?
So MotorTrend, people know of the year, and they know our magazine that goes back 75 years. We're celebrating 75 years. But we're the largest media organization in the world for automotive. So we have a TV network, a cable network that's fully distributed. We have direct-to-consumer that has about 7,000 episodes. We have a studio that does hundreds of hours of original content, and we have FAST, which is the free ad-supporting services. But then on the other side, in addition to live events that we do and social, we have all these tools, these research tools and these bias guide tools and this research that we're doing to help put people inside of cars. As far as the landscape is concerned, I think, right, it's always a question in business about how wide do you go and how deep do you go. I think for someone like us, I think there will be this moment coming where going deep is really important for fans, right? So all you can eat is really critical if you have great brands like Warner Brothers Discovery, like these extraordinary brands like DC and Harry Potter. But for someone like us, like MotorTrend, and we own Hot Rod and Super Street and all these other brands, we want to go deeper. Like if I were to ask the three of you, what are the 2 or 3 cars that define you, like that your parents had, that you had first of all, that you saw in a film? Like I would know so much about you. You would have an instant connection. I feel like that's what we need to do with our fans. Understand the cars that matter most to them. And so, yeah, I think the more we can do to help get them in the car and be generous, the more we can do to celebrate car culture, even if it's electric, I think is awesome.
Just really quickly, you guys still have a print magazine.
We do.
How?
Because, well, first off, it should be profitable, which is a good business transaction, which it is for us. And we used to have dozens of magazines. We have MotorTrend and Hot Rod right now, too. So I think those magazines are critical for the brand from a marketing point of view, too. They should be profitable as well. And the quality should be there, too, because so much of our audience really wants that kind of visceral connection to it. So we are looking at different ways that we want to publish a magazine and how it looks. But I think people, cars are very visceral, and so magazines are very visceral, too. So in that regard, we think it's important to have in the portfolio because we can put them on the cover, and we can have them on TV, and we can do a lot of different things.
Tactile. Alex,
yes.
Thank you so much. This is really fun.
Thanks for
Alex
having me.
Wellen, MotorTrend Group CEO and President, and our Pras Subramanian, of course, as well.